Ladies and gentlemen, your WWE October the 9th, 2020 Smackdown review. All the matches that we got on the show tonight. First of all, the WWE, it was the start of the WWE 2020 draft. So the match we got on the card tonight, we had got Big E versus Sheamus, which was a phenomenal matchup. Then we got Miz and Morrison versus Jeff Hardy and Matt Riddle, which that match wasn't too bad either. Then we got the return of Lars Sullivan. We got Bayley versus Sasha Banks. And then we got Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro versus the New Day, which we've already seen this match about 2-3 times. I don't know why we got this title match again. I really don't understand why they put this tag team title match. It gets annoying when they book the same fucking matches every week, constantly. So then we got the Fiend versus Kevin Owens. So that's all the matches we got on the card. We got, and if I didn't, in case I didn't mention Bayley versus Sasha Banks, Bayley versus Sasha Banks was on the for tonight's SmackDown. Now, my question to you all is, did you enjoy tonight's SmackDown? SmackDown was decent tonight. And that Sheamus versus Big E match was really fucking phenomenal, man. I enjoyed this. I really enjoyed that Falls Count Anywhere match. It was the greatest I've ever seen. I mean, it's not really the greatest overall, but it's the greatest. Yeah, it's the greatest. It should go down as the greatest Falls Count Anywhere match on SmackDown. On SmackDown show. I'm just glad this show was not the worst SmackDown of 2020, because this show tonight proved to not be the worst SmackDown of 2020. So, before I get started with with my SmackDown review, be sure you hit that like, subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, of course, to never miss my Ingram Wrestling News videos that I upload to YouTube, and of course, never miss my SmackDown reviews that go live every week, to never miss my Monday Night Raw and NXT reviews that go live every week as well. Next week, your Monday Night Raw, I will officially be back with my Monday Night Raw review. I will be back with a new Monday Night Raw review next Monday. Not this Monday, coming up. Next. Well, not this Monday. Not this Monday already. This Monday's already passed. But next Monday. And then your NXT review will be live next Wednesday, so I'll be back with that as well. And of course, your SmackDown review will be live like it always is. So, I think I've made everything clear. So I think I'm ready to get started now. So, let's get right to the review. Let's talk about it here. So, the opening segment for SmackDown, folks. SmackDown opens up with Michael Cole and Corey Graves talking about the draft and explaining that 20 superstars are eligible, and if drafted, their championship goes with them. Stephanie McMahon comes out to the stage and welcomes us to the 2020 draft. Stephanie reveals that the first pick is that WWE will be keeping Drew McIntyre, which means SmackDown will be retaining the Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. Also, Raw will be keeping Asuka, and SmackDown has chosen to draft Seth Rollins. And for the final pick for Raw, the USA exclusives or executives, or I don't know. No. The USA executives. That's what I meant to say. The USA executives have chosen to retain the Hurt Business. Seth Rollins is interviewed backstage by Caleb Braxton, and he says the Monday Night Messiah is no more, but that's fine. Moving to SmackDown, he will be blazing new trails and meeting new challenges, but he is sad he won't get to watch firsthand as the Mysterio family implodes. So we got Big E versus Sheamus, which is obviously the opposite, but it's still the same match. Still the same. So here's what happened in this match between Big E and Sheamus, folks. So the bell rings, and Big E shows Sheamus. He storms. Sheamus hits a rolling fireman's carry for a 1 count. Sheamus runs at Big E in the corner, but gets caught with a Uranagi, and the Irishman rolls to the apron. Big E follows up with a spear through the ropes to the floor. Big E goes up the apron. He goes under the apron, actually, and pulls out a few Udios, then a candlestick, but Sheamus hits him with a running knee to the head and scores a 2 count on the floor. Sheamus beats Big E against the rope, against the apron, and tosses him into it and ties him in the ropes. Sheamus takes his sweet time, lines up his aim, and beats Big E with the kendo stick. Big E eventually falls down to the floor, and Sheamus scores a 2 count. Sheamus goes under the apron looking for something. He pulls out a few chairs and goes deeper and deeper underneath until only his feet are visible. Big E grabs some sticky tape and wraps Sheamus' feet together, then drags him out and beats him with the kendo stick. Obviously, I'm a Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z fan, so that's why you hear Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z music playing. Anyways, Big E unloads on. So it went on a commercial break, and I'm actually going to take some time to edit my live stream and put my thumbnail on there before I read the rest of what happened with this match between Sheamus and Big E. I just want you to know that I have uploaded 3 England Wrestling News videos to YouTube, and I have shared them on Twitter. For those of you on Twitter who want to check them out on Twitter, you can. To those of you over on YouTube who would rather check them out on Twitter than YouTube, then you can. Those of you on Twitter who would rather check them out on YouTube than Twitter, then you can. Feel free. I don't mind. I don't care. Just as long as you leave that like and subscribe button. Leave a like on those 3 videos, folks, that I uploaded. It has a lot to do. All 3 of the videos were news on the draft. But there was a lot different about those 3 videos than you think. Oh, shoot. Alright, folks. Now I have uploaded my thumbnail, we can get back to what I was reading about what happened with this match between Big E and Sheamus. Alright, so it went on commercial break, back live, and Big E is still battering Sheamus with the kendo stick. He beats him backstage. Sheamus has wounds all over his back. Big E looks to suplex Sheamus into a steel table, but Sheamus turns the tables and E lands hard. Sheamus then drags Big E over to a flowed area. Can't believe he dragged Big E to a food area. That was really surprising to me. Like it literally was. Sheamus is never known for doing that. I mean, just saying. In my opinion, he's never known for doing that. But anyhow, as I was reading, where was I at? I don't even remember where I was at now. Fuck. Where was I at, folks? Where was I at? Somebody please tell me before I forget. Because I'm already forgetting. Now I feel like I'm being forgotten because I forgot where I read. I feel like the Forgotten Sons. Come on, man. Where was it that I read it? Oh! I remember where I read it now. Never mind, I remember now. So Big E loses to suplex Sheamus and do a steel table. But Sheamus turns the tables and E lands hard. Sheamus then drags Big E over to a food area and tosses him in floor and cracks eggs over his head and throws him into some production boxes. So they battle down a highway and Sheamus grabs a TV monitor while talking trash, but Big E hits him in the head with a floor brush. Big E hits Sheamus with the brush until the head breaks off, then turns to a trash can and uses it. Big E sends Sheamus through a doorway and into a parking lot. Sheamus turns the tables again and gets Big E on top of a black car, where he hits White Nose onto the windshield like he did a few weeks ago. But Big E kicks out. Sheamus can't believe it and he gets angry. So he opens the car door and sets Big E inside. Then slams the door against his back a few times. Sheamus opens the trunk of the car and pins Big E inside. So Sheamus motions to slam the lid down on E's arm and breaks it. But Big E gets his foot up to stop it. Big E fights out, but Sheamus attempts a bro kick and misses, knocking the trunk of the car off altogether. Big E then lifts him and powerbombs him onto the hood of the nearby car. Sheamus gets slammed onto and through the windshield. Then Big E gets up on top of the car and lifts Sheamus. Big E hits the big ending. The big ending from Big E off the car through a table and scores a pinfall. This was a good win by Big E. He actually deserved this win, man. He did so well in the ring against Sheamus. This was a very phenomenal. When I mean phenomenal, I'm talking about AJ Styles phenomenal. This was a phenomenal no disqualification matchup. It really was, man. I really enjoyed this match. This match was so physical, man. The match between these two, man. The match was so physical. These guys, it was so physical that these guys were tearing each other apart. They were beating each other limb from limb, man. whooping each other's ass, beating the hell out of each other, man. That's what you like to see. That's what you would like to see in the WWE. That's what people like to see. This match is what I call the definition of physical and entertaining. Because it was that physical, that entertaining, it was that great. This match deserves to go down as one of the best Fall Count Anywhere matches on Smackdown 2020. It does. It really does. It was that good. It's that good, man. I think this match would probably make it to the top 6 or 7. Maybe. Sorry for the yarning. I'm tired. Obviously, my eyes are... I'm trying to stay up, providing y'all the best review, so bear with me. I'm kind of sleepy now. My eyes are kind of tightened up now. So bear with me, folks. But anyways, this match was physical. It was phenomenal. It was entertaining. It was great. It was fantastic, man. There was nothing garbage about this match at all. To those of you clowns on Twitter who want to complain about this match, stop complaining and be glad that you got a physical Falls Count Anywhere match. This match was as physical as it gets, man. I loved how Sheamus took control, man. And I love how he was trash-talking Big E. That is what I call heelish act right there. That is a heelish character. That's what I call a real heel character right there. Sheamus was actually acting like a heel, talking trash to Big E. Man, oh man, when Big E speared Sheamus out the ring, it almost reminds me of Roman Reigns' spear to Jey Uso at Clash of Champions. Don't New Day remind you of the Lucha House Party? Yeah, I think they remind me of the Lucha House Party. I'm not a fan of New Day, but they are so good at what they do in the ring, man. Even though I'm not a fan of New Day, they are amazing. They are great. They are great at what they do in the ring. They do good as a team. They have great chemistry together as a team. And that's what you want to see in the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Division. Teams that actually have great chemistry together. Teams that are actually teams. And I'm not talking about Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. They're not really a team. They just seemingly paired them up. Just like what they did with Drake Maverick and Killian Dane over back on NXT. Even though this is not my NXT review. This is my SmackDown review. I'm just saying. I just thought I had to throw that out there. Oh, just like they paired, what's his name? I'm trying to think. Oh, just like they paired Arnie Larkin up with Danny Burch. They're not even a team, but look how good they're doing together. They got great chemistry together as a team over on NXT. But this match was fucking great. It was the greatest match. I mean, it wasn't greatest overall, but it was the greatest physical Falls Count Anywhere match on the show. This match was good. So anyways, moving on to the next. So Jey Uso, after Big E's win, Jey Uso makes his way to the ring. And it goes on commercial break. And after the commercial break, he addressed his cousin and opponent at Hell in a Cell, Roman Reigns. So it goes on commercial break again. That's twice. It went on commercial break. I mean, wow, dude. These commercial breaks, man, they are really driving me crazy. I'm sick and tired of seeing these commercial breaks on TV. I'm about ready to stop watching wrestling altogether because all these goddamn commercials and then all these goddamn Monday night, Friday night garbage shows they keep giving us, man. Unreal. But I'm not talking about this Friday Night Smackdown show. I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about the other ones that they gave us. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to go any further. Anyhow, moving on. So, commercial break after commercial break, Big E gets interviewed backstage by Kayla Braxton. But up walks Kofi Kingston, and they freak out, but then Xavier Woods appears as well. And they do some screaming. Oh God. Screaming that would completely annoy me in my ears. Kofi says, it's great to be back together, but something is missing. And Woods says they need to regain their tag team champions, which they did, and I'm going to get to that in a bit. So they chant New Day rocks. So Jimmy Uso, they said that Jimmy Uso's in the ring, and he asks Roman Reigns to come out, but nothing happens. Jay says he gets it. He gets it. He gets that Roman only comes out when he wants to. Jay gets fired up, but Paul Heyman appears on the big screen and tells him to stop making a fool out of himself. And yes, I did say Paul Heyman. The Advocate Paul Heyman. He was a former manager for Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was the client, Paul Heyman. But yes, folks, I said Paul Heyman. So Paul Heyman says the champion will only appear when it's at his convenience and leisure. Heyman says Jay could get drafted to Raw and turn his ambitions over there. So ambitions that Roman Reigns admires, but what happens when you turn said ambitions again, but what happens when you turn said ambitions towards the tribal chief? So we see a replay of Roman Reigns destroying Jay at Clash of Champions, because that's exactly what he did at Clash of Champions. He not only destroyed Jay, but he demolished Jay. He defeated his cousin like he was nothing, folks. So that's all I'm going to say from there. So when he was a kid, his dad used to say, "You should believe nothing you hear, and half of what you see." But what Jay just saw, he can believe that. Roman says he tried to help Jay make his life easier. He just had to acknowledge him as the tribal chief. But now inside Hell in a Cell, there will be a I Quit match for the first time. It didn't have to be this one. It had to be like this. He loves him, but after all, he says, "I quit. There will be consequences." So Stephanie McMahon was backstage with Adam Pearce. The second round of the WWE draft will commence. It said, so commercial break, back from commercial break. Stephanie McMahon came to the stage to reveal the New Day will be taking on Cesaro and Nakamura for the Smackdown Tag Team Champions. And the first pick for Raw in round 2 was AJ Styles to Monday Night Raw. SmackDown was chosen to retain Sasha Banks. Raw chooses Naomi with SmackDown. Folks, I'm getting sleepy. Should I go to bed? Should I go to bed, folks? Getting sleepy, man. About to fall asleep already. Anyways, Raw has shifted Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. AJ Styles appears from his home and is furious. Styles says he should have been the number 1 draft pick, not rubbing elbows with someone else. That's what I said. So basically, AJ appears from his home and he's furious. He says he should be the number 1 draft pick, not rubbing eyebrows with addicts like Jeff Hardy and neckbeard Sami Zayn. He's going to Raw and he will be phenomenal. So it's Miz and Morrison. Oh, great. Versus Jeff Hardy and Matt Riddle. Oh, great. I gotta go over this fucking garbage. Oh, great. Yay. I knew we was fucking getting to that part. And not to mention, I gotta put them up on the screen for you all. You all, should I go to bed? Please comment yes or no. I'm tired, dude. Ouch. So tired I don't even know where I'm fucking kicking at. See, I'm falling asleep, y'all. Oh my god. Why does it gotta be now? I gotta fall asleep, man. So, yeah, it's Miz Morris versus Jeff Hardy and Matt Riddle. Alright, now, where's the Miz? I know I just found him somewhere. There he is. I'm not high or nothing, folks. I'm just sleepy. Alright, so don't think I'm high, because I'm not. So let me tell y'all what happened this tag team match. So the match starts with John Morrison and Matt Riddle. The Bro catches a kick from Morrison, and it's a fisherman suplex. Then tags Jeff. Riddle gets on all fours, and Jeff runs off his back to hit poetry in motion, or poetry in, on all 4 men. And Riddle jumps off him and over the ropes. Basically, Riddle catch Miz with a bow tie. And that's all she wrote. So then, as Hardy and Riddle are celebrating, music hits, and it's none other than Lars Sullivan. The big man makes his WWE return to WWE after more Then a year and storms in the ring. He storms in the ring to drop Miz. Then catch a kick from Riddle. Power slam him. Sullivan lifts and slams Hardy, then puts him in the corner for a splash and a lariat. Sullivan hits Riddle with a freak accident, then pulls Miz back into the ring and climbs him with forearms in the face. Miz gets thrown into the buckles and hit with a freak accident. Sullivan roars and flexes to end the beatdown. Stephanie McMahon is back for the third round of the draft and announces that Lars Sullivan will be eligible for on Monday's draft. As for round 3, Raw chooses Ricochet, and SmackDown keeps Jey Uso. Raw retains Mandy Rose, while SmackDown has drafted Rey and Dominic Mysterio. Final pick for Raw is Miz and Morrison. Thank God I won't be seeing them on my TV anymore for now. Rey and Dominic Mysterio are backstage celebrating that they got drafted together. Problem is, Seth Rollins got drafted to SmackDown too. That's a problem. So we got Bayley versus Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship. There's Bayley. Alright. So here is what happened with this women's title match between Bayley and Sasha Banks. So while Bayley, the chairwoman, is getting introduced, Banks kicks the chair from her and attacks her. The bell rings and Banks continues the assault. Banks hits a knee to the jaw, then beats Bayley into the corner, chokes her with a boot until Bayley rolls outside. Bayley tries to leave and earn a countout, but Banks goes out and drinks her back to the ring. Now, Banks tried. Oh shoot. What did I do? Damn it. Banks tries to get Bayley in the bank statement, but Bayley escapes. They trade pinfall attempts until Bayley drops Sasha with a clothesline. Sasha counters an electric chair with a arm drag. Then gets Bayley in the bank statement, but the champion scrambles to the bottom. So, again, she gets Bayley in the bank statement, but the champion scrambles to the bottom rope. Bayley rolls outside and snaps Banks' neck on the bottom rope. Banks gets out. So, anyways, Bayley rolls outside, snaps Banks' neck on the bottom rope. Banks goes out after, but Bayley hits her with a chair, which Sasha Banks wins. By disqualification, Bayley retains her championship despite the loss, which was brilliant by Bayley. Bayley gets back inside with the chair and swings for Sasha, but nobody's home. Sasha kicks Bayley, then sets the chairs on the corner and slams Bayley's face into it. Sasha grabs the chair and beats Bayley with it in the back. Banks puts the chair around Bayley's head and goes to the middle rope. But Bayley pushes the chair off and hightails it out of there. See a replay of last week's Kevin Owens show with Alexa Bliss. So that's what we saw last week. The Fiend attacked Owens during the show, and last night they went one-on-one. So we got Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro versus The New Day. I don't really care about this match. I'm not putting this match up on the screen. I've already seen it. I don't need to see it again. Alright, so here's what happened with this Smackdown Tag Team Championship match. So the match starts with Woods and Cesaro, and Xavier catches him with a tilt-a-war. Woods says the top of Cesaro and tags Kofi, who drops Cesaro with a double team backbreaker and goes for a cover. But Nakamura runs in and knees him. New Day get back on as the top. So again, Wood stays on top of Cesaro and tags Kofi, who drops Cesaro with a double team backbreaker and goes for a cover, but Nakamura runs in and knocks him. New Day get back on as they head to commercial break. So back for commercial break. Back live, and Nakamura is beating on Kofi Kingston and Woods, getting a tag and runs hot over both him and incoming Cesaro. Woods knocks Cesaro out and hits a drop kick through the ropes. Woods jumps back inside with a swiping DDT to Nakamura for a near fall. Woods misses a splash in the corner and eats a knee from Nakamura. So Xavier hits springboard elbow drop, and then he scores the win for his team. Big E comes down to celebrate with his brothers as they see replays. Stephanie McMahon comes out for the final round. The draft pick, Stephanie announces that Raw has picked Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, while SmackDown chooses Big E. The New Day are not happy in the ring. Stephanie continues that Raw chose Dana Brooke. They chose Dana Brooke. I already saw that coming. While SmackDown picks Otis, saw that one coming too. The final pick of this week was Angel Garza. So commercial break. Back from commercial break. Otis and Tucker are backstage wearing suits, although Otis has no sleeves. Tucker hopes that Miz and Morrison moving to Raw will see the end of their feud. A woman walks up and serves Otis some papers, which they read, and Miz's lawyer has opted to postpone the trial. Otis isn't happy because he's been
practicing and he's ready. Sasha Banks is backstage. She is angry with Bayley. She's done playing games, and if Bayley wants Hell, going to. She says she loved her so much, but at Hell in a Cell, she will take the one thing she loves: the SmackDown Women's Championship. And last but not least, main event, we got The Fiend versus Kevin Owens, folks. Fiend versus Kevin Owens. And if I missed anything, please let me know. My eyes are, I'm about to fall asleep. I gotta hurry up. Alright, so here's what happened in this match between The Fiend and Kevin Owens. So Owens hits a big lariat to The Fiend that drops him in the corner and hits a cannonball. The Fiend jumps back up and sticks him. He sticks his tongue out. Owens looks taken back and The Fiend uppercuts him. Owens hits the ropes, but The Fiend cuts him down with a flying crossbody and Owens rolls out. The Fiend goes after Owens and turns him inside out with a lariat on the floor, then gets him back inside. The Fiend misses a splash in the corner but hangs backwards off the ropes and Owens is freaked out. The Fiend kicks Owens and hits a spin out facebuster, then clubs the back of his head. The Fiend hits a headbutt that sends KO into the ropes, but Owens hits a big clothesline. The Fiend catches Owens and takes him out of the ring, where he hits a Uranagi onto the announce table. The Fiend hits Sister Abigail onto the announce desk as they head to the final break. So back live, and The Fiend is well in control of Owens in the ring. The Fiend stalks Owens and laughs. Wyatt looks for Sister Abigail, but Owens fights free. It is a super kick, then another, and finally, The Fiend collapses in the corner. Owens hits two vicious cannonballs, but The Fiend rolls out. Owens goes right after and hits a DDT on the floor. Owens rolls inside. He wants a Wyatt gets on the apron. See, I'm forgetting I'm reading. See, I'm so sleepy that I keep forgetting what I'm reading. Anyways, Wyatt gets on the apron and Owens super kicks him back off. Owens then goes to the apron and hits a huge frog splash to him on the floor. The Fiend gets up again, so KO goes out and powerbombs Wyatt through the announce table. Owens gets back inside and assumes he's won, but The Fiend gets up and rolls back into the ring. The Fiend grabs Owens with the minimum claw, but Owens hits a stunner only for Wyatt to keep the hold on. Wyatt lifts and slams Owens with the claw and holds him down for the 3 count. So lights go out and The Fiend reappears on the stage, standing beside Alexa. Alexa! They stare at each other, then at Kevin Owens. And, folks, this is going to end your October the 9th, 2020 WWE Smackdown Draft Night 1 review. Here. So, if you have any questions, comment down the section below. And comment your thoughts on last night's SmackDown. Today's the 10th now, so yesterday was the 9th. Give me your thoughts and comments on last night's SmackDown. Hit that like, subscribe button. Turn on that bell for all notifications. Follow me on Twitter for the latest WWE Pro Wrestling news, because I am going to be sharing some news on there, on Twitter. You know I always do. And folks, I hope you have a good rest of your weekend, because you know I'm not. I'm always bored every weekend. So, take care of yourselves, stay safe, wear a mask, protect you and yourself, do what it takes to protect you and your family. I am out of here. Peace. Ingram is out. Ingram Wrestling News is out.